everybody, welcome back to Freedom Malts. Germ here, back with another First Impression Friday. We are looking at Bull Run, Oregon Single Malt. This one here says it's 6 years old, made from 100% Oregon barley, and aged in new American oak. Alright, so it's a nice color. I would expect it to be maybe a little bit darker, but you know. Out of Portland, Oregon, Bull Run. Started in 2010. They do have a pair of 800-gallon pot stills. That's what they're making this on. They do use Oregon barley. And for this guy anyways, they're using an ale yeast, which will enhance some of the fruity esters in the fermentation. And then when they barrel it, when they say it's ready is when those fruity notes that they had in the ferment come back. So other than that, I don't know a lot about this distillery. Not a lot of really good information out there. There's some, but nothing riveting really. So, well, let's get into it. It does have a nice fruit. I will say that. Like, yeah, green grapes for sure. Appley. Maybe just grapes in general. I don't necessarily think it's going to be specific to green. There's a candy note in there, like that Smarties candy, that real dusty. Personally, I call it crap candy. But it's that dusty, powdery candy smell. Mixed in with those fruits, the grapes, apples, slightly berry. What I'm not picking up here is an overabundance of woody notes, which is a plus for me. I kind of like the barley and the malt to shine over the wood, but that again is a personal preference. Probably if you are into bourbon and you really like bourbon, you would probably prefer American Single Malts that the wood plays a bigger part in it, where you get more of those wood notes, barrel notes, so on and so forth. It's very just simple, clean, nice. Not picking up a whole lot other than what I've already mentioned, so with that, let's see how she tastes. Okay. Okay. So, initially, right up front, the fruits were there, and it was very syrupy almost, like a cocktail fruit syrup. It had both that texture, viscosity, and the flavoring of the cocktail fruit syrup. That kind of faded pretty quickly, and it went into what I call the farm note, where you taste that malted barley, and you taste like almost agricultural farminess. I get that in quite a few crafty distilleries with American Single Malt, and it is a note that I really actually enjoy. I like that. I do know some people don't like it all that much. Proof on this, 45.18. There's not much proof presence here. It's It's very light and delicate. It's not overbearing at all. Even after that first sip, I'm not getting much different on the nose. Still staying the same with the light fruit, grape, apple type things. A little bit of dustiness. Yeah. Honey. I'm getting some honey now, and it's mixed in with that farmy barley note. I don't exactly know how else to describe that note, but like cereal, like what's the name of that cereal? Shredded wheat, but not with the frosting on it, so that, you know, just a bowl of wheat cereal or oat cereal or whatever, but no extra sugars or frostings or extra flavorings in there. That's kind of that note. And it's nice. I like it. For me, it's one of my favorite notes to find in a craft American Single Malt or a smaller distillery's American Single Malt. So I'm going to add a little bit of water to this just to kind of see if anything else changes. And move on to the first impressions. Yeah, about 5-6 drops. Little droplets here. Not a very high proof, so we don't need to break it down too much. Made the fruit stand out a little bit more. The finish on this is rather short. Like, it doesn't linger on very long at all. It's got just a touch of peppery spice, just a touch of barrel impact on the very back end after you swallow, but it's short. It's very short-lived. And now that actually the fruits have died down a little bit, that's kind of neat. Pretty much all just that barley dusty grain note here. Immediately, that cocktail syrup note was bigger. But it faded very fast into that barley note. A lot more honey at this point in time with the water and this amount of time on it. But overall, pretty decent. It runs about $50, so I mean, not a crazy price. Actually, a very affordable price for what it is. I'm happy I got it. It's got a couple of notes that I really like. It's very easy to drink. It's simple. It's clean. It's it's a good sipping whiskey. Probably would make a very nice cocktail. And yeah, I mean, I guess those are my first impressions on it. All right, guys. Thank you. Cheers to this American Spirit.